Wait, he looks amazing though. Wait, he looks way better than in leagues. He doesn't have her buck teeth.
You've got a
I thought it was going
problem,
to be LeBlanc, but
I've got a
apparently it's Sivir.
price. Sign on the dotted line.
You've dealt 35 plus damage. That's one hell of a number. Hey, Elnas, welcome. Wow, what? Okay. 35 plus damage. That's a lot.
Here's your cut.
New keyword, reputation. Activates if allies have struck for 5 plus damage at least 4 times this game. What? Reputation, I cost 3. Deal 1 to a random enemy or the enemy nexus 5 times. Wow. That's such a weird conditional like effect. Oh, that's some synergy with Ashe and Noxus. Is that easy to level up? I have no idea. I don't think it's super hard, but it's definitely not easy. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sandstone Charger. That could be super interesting depending on what that is. Every time you attack, you get something?
Better duck.
Finally, some Ephemeral synergy. What?
Blade, sand, and treasure. Couldn't ask for more.
Wow, those level ups. Wait. While I'm attacking allies have my keywords. So that's always quick attack and spell shield? Is there any other way to give keywords in Shurima so far? I mean, this is still really good, don't get me wrong. Okay, so Sivir is all about attacking. Reputation at cost 0. Countdown 1. Create 2 relics of yore.
All that glitters
Relics of
is
yore.
mine.
Oh, ways to give keywords, I guess? Oh, okay. Wow. Aphelio synergy? Yeah, actually, you're right. Challenger? Okay, well, there we go.
Guess who just earned her bonus?
Seems pretty good. That's so weird though. Alright, Sivir. 4 mana, 5/3 with quick attack and spell shield. You've dealt 35 plus damage. God damn. It's honestly pretty good in Shurima, I think, because they have so many ways to give vulnerable. Like, giving vulnerable and having something with quick attack and spell shield, you will almost always win that trade. I think Sivir is actually really good. I just don't know how easy it is to get that level up, or I feel like you have to activate Reputation too. But Sivir, like, she's simple, but I think she's actually pretty strong. For 4 mana. 4 mana 5/3 with 2 good keyword for attacking. That's solid. She's just a horrible defender. She's awful at defending as a 5/3, so she's only going to be attacking. I think Sivir is like a solid 4. A very solid 4. She's going to create some decks that are happy to play around her. Because she puts on a lot of pressure. If you play a mid-range Shurima deck, Sivir will be very good in it. I could see Sivir in like a Talia deck too, because of the 2-mana landmark that summons 5/4s. And this level up form, it's like in a mid-range deck, that's really, really strong. I'm just sad that there's no scout in Payday. If there was a scout treasure, man, I'd made this champion, okay? You guys don't understand. Okay, so Sivir's Ricochet. Reputation, I cost 3, so it's a 6 mana slow spell that can get discounted by 3 if you've attacked with 4+ units that have dealt 5 damage at least. Deal 1 to a random enemy or the enemy nexus 5 times. Create a Sivir in your deck. So I think this one is actually horrible. For 6 mana, this is a terrible card, and you don't know at what point you're going to have this active. I think this card might actually be like a 1. Okay, so I'm not going to give it a 1, I'm going to give it a 2, because it is her champion spell, and it will like actually be active around the time that the reputation is active. It will actually be active around the time that you get the second Sivir draw, because it's her champion spell. Sivir and Jarvan 4, yeah, I could see that. That was actually my first thought. A Sivir and Jarvan 4 deck. But you wouldn't be able to play Bannerman, because I think if you do that, you need a card like Exhaust. Cards like the Ruthless Predator. Right now what I'm seeing is a Sivir Renekton deck. That's like kind of where my mind is going, because you're going to get so much value from vulnerable cards, or cards that grant vulnerable, I mean. It's really good for Renekton, and it's really good for activating Sivir's level up. And if you're going to level Sivir and you're going to attack with a Sivir and Renekton at the same time, your opponent won't be able to deal with it. A Renekton with quick attack and spell shield, yeah, good luck. This is my first thought. Waking Sands, summon a Sandstone Charger. I think this card does nothing in Shurima. Ephemeral honestly feels really bad because of all the vulnerable effects. It's so easy to look for good trades. You don't need to force something with an Ephemeral. I don't even think this is good in like Sivir decks, just because it has 5 attack. I don't think so. This seems awful. 2 mana slow. Scout Ephemeral? Yeah, that's about as good as this is. Scout Ephemeral, oh my god, what a meme. Okay, Sam Swept Tomb. Landmark, 5 mana. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sandstone Charger. This one is a little harder to evaluate. I think for 5 mana, it might not be good enough. Sandswept Tomb, I think, is a 2. I think 5 mana is just way too much. So far, I'm rating these cards pretty low, but I do think Sivir is really good because of a Sivir Renekton deck. A mid-range Sivir Renekton deck with like the 1 mana 3/1. Some more just like well-statted units, some attack buffs like Ruthless Predator. That could be really good. I don't think you need any of this fancy stuff to activate Sivir. I think you're just going to play her as a 4 mana 5/3. And then sometimes she'll just be active and then you win your game on attack. This could even be like an Allegiance deck. And then you go into Demacia for rallies. Sandswept Misfortune. I mean, it's, you know, it's good with scouts. But that's about it. And you guys know that I'm going to be playing Shurima Scouts. And this card, the Sandswept Tomb, will be in it. For sure. But for what it does in decks like this, I think it's a 2. Boomerang Blade. An ally strikes the strongest and weakest enemies. For 7 mana, man. 7 mana slow. Can't be good. This whole package seems so meh. You dare give Sandswept to Immortal? It's a cool card, but I don't think it's that good. Paying 5 mana for it is just a little too steep for my taste. If Shurima somehow gets scouts, scout cards, I will up this card. It can be an instant Garen level up. This one, yeah, Boomerang Blade can be, but I mean, damn. If you have a 2 mana single combat and Garen has regeneration, do you really need that? It like kind of power level Sivir though. That's the one thing. It's the one good thing about it. I don't see it, man. I really don't. It also like levels up Renekton. Oh, yeah, it doesn't even level him actually. He needs to like attack because it's 12 and he has 4 attack. I think 7 mana. In decks that want to attack a lot, you don't want to play a 7 mana spell that doesn't win you the game. Power level Sivir. I mean, it doesn't even level them up. Like, this gets Sivir, like, 20% there? No, that's a little more than that. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Like, 20... 30%? Something like that? My math is horrible. 33%? Is it 33% of Sivir's level up? And it's like 66% of Shyvana. And Renekton. That's not good enough, man, for a 7 mana slow spell. Then you could just play Rites of the Ascended or something? What's that card called that just levels them up instantly? I mean, okay, then you're not controlling the board, but seems terrible. What's the reputation keyword? Activates if allies have struck for 5+ damage at least 4 times this game. So you need to have allies with 5 attack and then need to deal damage 4 times. They need to actually strike something. Sivir makes that pretty easy. That's why I'm rating this a 2. This would otherwise be a 1. It's because by the time you draw your second Sivir, this will most likely be active, and then her champion spell will just be this spell for 3 mana. Callous Bone Crusher. 4 mana, 6/3. Reputation, I cost 2. If this had Overwhelm, it might have been pretty good. But it doesn't, so it's probably a terrible card. What makes this good is if you level Sivir, and then you play her for 2 mana, and you still have a lot of mana to spend, and then you give Sivir like Overwhelm because of Lucky Find, and then suddenly this is like a 6/3 with Overwhelm, Barrier, or a Spell Shield I mean, and Quick Attack. Seems like a 1. Seems like a pack filler. There's a lot of 1s in this list, in this Sivir reveal. Even though I think a deck with her will be quite good. Runerunner, 5 mana, 6/4, with Overwhelm and Barrier. So it's almost Sivir, except Overwhelm instead of Quick Attack, and +1/+1 and 1 mana. This is also like straightforward. It's just units with stats. There's not like no text on these cards almost. Makes you think they would go well with Demacia, right? What if Grand Plaza was still good? Then these cards would suddenly be completely insane. Yeah, imagine Grand Plaza. Runerunner is a 2, I think. You wouldn't be totally unhappy. I don't think you played this in a Sivir deck. Alright, you guys have kind of made me take another look at Runerunner. It honestly doesn't seem nearly as bad as I thought it would be. But the keywords make it pretty good. Might just be a really good expedition card though. Nothing more than that. I'm a pretty big fan of just cards that have good stats and then they also have Spell Shield. Like we've seen the Fused Firebrand C play as a 5/5. Mostly because it's a dragon. But the fact that it had Spell Shield made it so annoying to deal with. Runerunner having Overwhelm and 1 more attack is it's not gonna matter much, but it's something. That's why I can't give it a 1. Sandswept Shark Nasus. Hey Jolty, welcome. Yeah, if you play the Sandswept Tomb and you've played a bunch of sharks, and you attack with 1 unit, like you're going to have a Sandstone Charger and like a bunch of sharks. New Sivir card? Yeah. She got revealed like half an hour ago. This is pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. But I think Sivir herself is strong. I think her package, not very good. I literally can't read the card. Alright, let me link it. Yeah, it's a little bit scuffed. I'm sorry about that. It's like such a big image because of all these lucky finds. Okay, Inner Sanctum, 3 mana landmark. Reputation, I cost 0. Countdown 1, create 2 lucky finds in hand. This card also doesn't seem that good. But if you pay nothing for it, you get to buff a unit. It's all about how easy it is to activate Reputation, and I just don't think it's like it goes that fast. It might go pretty fast in like Freljord with Yetis. You could probably have it active by like turn 5 or 6. Do you keep this in your hand until turn 5 and 6? Just to get it on the board for free kind of and lose card advantage? I guess that's kind of okay because by turn 5 or 6 you've attacked so much you're looking to close the game. And then all you need is like an Overwhelm. Or Fearsome even. For the beatdown. I think this one is a 3. I think both of them are 3, so I'm just gonna put it here. Sivir Vi. Oh, that could be decent actually. Sivir Vi could be pretty decent. Yeah, 35 damage. It seemed like such an absurd number. But like Sivir is all about attacking with like units that have 5 or more power. So it feels very Noxus Ash. I think we are getting the Noxus champ this expansion too, so maybe there's synergy with that, and then all these cards I'm rating so low suddenly seem kind of okay. What is the best way to do a lot of damage fast? I guess like stuff like Avalanche, Lysandre's Ice Shard maybe even. This seems like a worse... Yeah, but like this is really difficult to deal with on attack. Having the attack token is very good with Sivir. 12-man Avalanche, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, it's hard to compare Shurima and Targon as regions. Shurima seems a lot more aggressive. Targon seems like protective and late game value with invokes. Shurima is very aggressive. They like to attack. Shurima is going to be a region I enjoy a lot because they're so focused on combat, and that's my favorite way to play. I don't need spells. I don't need to like cast 3 Mystic Shots and 3 Vengeances and a Ruination. I just wanna attack. I just wanna go face. They can make a level 10 damage. Yeah, then she would have to attack twice. That would be kind of good. So like this card, the Dragon Chow. When you play a dragon, it strikes me and you draw 1. This is fantastic for Shyvana because it like instantly procs her level. But it's stronger with other dragons because they proc Fury on Dragon Chow. That's why I think if Shyvana has Fury, dragons would be a pretty legit deck. You'd be happy to play this card and then make Shyvana an instant 5/5. But I don't think they're going to do that because Shyvana is already so volatile once he attacks. A 4 mana that attacks and turns into a 5/5, that's really hard to deal with. If it also has Fury, it could snowball pretty quickly. But yeah, I think it's still kind of fair. I think that's the reason he doesn't have it. It's because it can snowball so hard. Dragon Chow is a fantastic card though. I think this is the kind of stuff that dragons need. They're probably still not going to be great, but to make dragons work properly, they have to give them more tempo. They're too slow. Yeah. I think they did that on purpose though. They don't want any cheap dragons, because then it would just be like any other Demacia deck. Except, you know, you're playing dragons instead of elites or something. The one thing that makes dragons play so much different is that they don't have a 3-cost dragon. Or 2 or 1 cost. But not having a 3 cost is the big one. Because it'd be super easy to curve out. Turn 1, well right now turn 1 you'd play Dragon Chow. Turn 2 you'd play the Akat Researcher or the Dragon Guard Lieutenant. Turn 3 you'd play the 3-cost dragon. Turn 4 Shyvana. Turn 5, Screeching Dragon. Turn 6, Involius Vox. Turn 7, I mean, you know. The least expensive drags are both 4 mana. They could make a cute little puppy dragon that turns into a big version after meeting a certain condition. That'd be sweet. Yeah, Dragon Whelp would be cool. That could have been discard. But instead they just went with like the synergy points of Dragon Striking. Which I kind of like too. They didn't take the easy way out. Basically Yu-Gi-Oh's I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! What does Baby Dragon do in Yu-Gi-Oh? The thing with Demacia is, for the people that don't know, Demacia really wants to play turn 1 unit, turn 2 unit, turn 3 unit, turn 4 unit, turn 5 unit, turn 6 win the game. With like some rallies in between. That's like the perfect thing to do for Demacia. Dragons in Demacia they can't do that because they just don't have good units on turn 1, 2, and 3. Not units that can like apply pressure anyway. Except kind of the Dragon Guard Lieutenant, but usually he just goes in and sacrifices himself to take out a threat. Demacia Dragons is still about playing really strong units and winning combat with them, but they do it like after turn 3. That was like Runeterra's way to make them unique in a region that's all about units. And I like it, I think it's good. But the payoff just isn't consistent enough. They have a 3-2 challenger and a 1-3 create a mostly too expensive dragon in hand. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just there for like chump blockers. You won't be alive for much longer. Go get him. Okay, Dragon Chow, in my opinion, is a 3. Because dragons are oh, that's a little bit big. Because I think dragons are kind of close. And this card will get them a little bit closer, but they're still not close enough. We were left with lost riches. Draw treasure. If there aren't any to draw, create 2 treasures in your deck instead. For 4 mana, that's pretty steep. I don't think you ever play this in your deck. Because treasures aren't like even that good right now. It doesn't help Deep's problem. I don't even think you play this in a Deep deck. That seems awful. Treasures can be really good though, yeah. No, I think this is like a 1, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't see any deck playing this. It's too slow. You can't play this in Deep. You can't play a 4 mana burst spell. Like, people have stopped playing Sunken... No, what's the card? Lure of the Depths? I think it's Lure of the Depths. The 3 mana, draw a sea monster and reduce the cost by 1. Yeah, that one. People stop playing that. And that's like a lot less like conditional. So I think for that reason Lost Riches is just a 1. Alright, load the dice. For the rest of the round, when you damage the enemy Nexus, nab 1. This could be pretty good as like a 1 or 2 of in a mid-range Bilgewater deck against a control deck. And then you like save all of your Nexus hits and then you go all in on them. Bullying? Yeah, this is a bullying card. That's exactly what it's for. I can't rate it too high though because it like requires so much setup. So I'm rating it a 3 because I think this could easily be a 1 or 2 of in some Bilgewater decks. Loaded dice with Sivir Boomerang or Bilgewater Harrowing for 4. Monkey for every plunder can be kind of fun. Oh yeah, the Pandemonium. This will I love this card. I'm gonna play with it. Like I mean, Bilgewater is my favorite region, and it's exactly for stuff like this. Even though I don't think the card is that good, you can bully your opponents. That's what I do it for. Okay, Ancestral Boon. Grant the top ally in your deck +2/+2. Enlightened. Instead, grant all allies in your deck +2/+2. So with Karma, this is pretty funny, because you give your entire deck +4/+4 when you're Enlightened. Grant the top ally in your deck +2/+2. I think that's the effect you have to rate it on. It seems trash. Yeah. Way too slow. You don't want to draw a card just to give the top card on your deck +2/+2. I mean, if it was a unit, then it'd be okay. It's in Freljord though, yeah, but Freljord's draw isn't like that good. It's average. Okay, Spoils of War. 3 mana burst, grant an ally +1/+2. Plunder, granted +2/+4 instead. This is only playable with the Plunder effect. +1/+2 for 3 mana is so bad. I don't think I would put this in my decks. Having permanent health increase and attack increase is super interesting. Because it's kind of like a Fury of the North. It's almost a Fury of the North, but you do have to plunder, but it is 1 mana cheaper. I'm giving it a 2. Oh wait, I'm giving both of these a 2. Ancestral Boon too, because I don't think either one of them will see play. But Spoils of War is kind of close, I think. I think it's better. Spoils of War might be a 3. It would fit best in a self-harm, which is bad archetype. I can't help but laugh when people call it self-harm. I force myself to call it self-damage. Because self-harm is such a... I don't know. I feel like it could trigger some people if you use it in the wrong context by accident. I remember talking to a friend about like my favorite... Like when I started playing Runeterra, Vladimir was my favorite deck. I was like, yeah, you know, I come from Hearthstone and you had this like where you damage your own units and they would summon a bomb or something, or like you get attack when you damage your own units. But now there's this self-harm deck in Runeterra with Vladimir, and it's really cool. And my friend just started laughing because he heard self-harm. He didn't really play card games, so I was like, what? Self-harm. Alright, start tip peak. 2 mana, countdown 2. Create 2 random celestial cards that cost 3 or less in hand. Yeah, it's... You don't invoke them, you just get 2 random celestial cards. The fact that it's 2 mana makes this kind of okay, I think. I would probably play this in like some Zoe decks. I think this is a 3. I feel like normal invoke's benefit is the versatility, pure random makes it unreliable. Yeah, but they're all good cards. Like, in a Targon deck, I feel like you can make use of almost all of those cards in some scenario. I would never be unhappy to just get like a Celestial card, and it's for 2 mana. Like if you create 2 random Celestial cards after 2 turns, right? What if you get the Otter and you get like Crescent Strike? That's 6 mana. You want to choose Equinox 80% of the time. Yeah, but if you like keep that in mind, right? I think in a Zoe deck this is pretty good. Right, Destiny's Call though is horrible. This seems like such a bad card. 8 mana burst, grant an ally in hand +8/+8. Maybe we'll get like a card that's actually good that will copy a card in hand, like the Zephyr Sage. But I haven't seen that yet. Start tip might just be something that needs experimentation to truly judge. Agree. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you play this in a deck. Hand buffs suck, they almost always did. Yep, true. That's why Destiny's Call is a 1. Just feels awful. 8 mana hand buff. I mean, except in King Cool. I mean, if you really want something like this, just play like Battle Fury. Best target I can think of is Stellacorn. The 1/2? Oh, okay, yeah. That would be like pretty strong, honestly. Lifesteal and Spell Shield. Or, yeah, Spell Shield. Would be funny to have a 9/9 team on the board though. Oh, damn, yeah. That's actually a 1 mana elusive. I actually didn't even think about using this in like a 1 mana unit. This is pretty good on Zoe, right? Yeah, it's still too slow. I still think it's a 1. It is kind of interesting that this is in a region with elusives. Like even the Sparklefly. Yep, then she gets Vengeance. Zoe will not get an attack in. Okay, Sea Scarab. When another ally dies or last breath, toss 1. So I don't get why this says or. It's like, okay, whenever another ally dies and when this dies, toss 1. I wish all Shaco mains a very pleasant evening. March. Actually, yeah, it is almost March. Yorkia, thank you for the follow. Yeah, only a few days until March in the expansion, and Shaco is very excited for it. If they give Shaco like 5 voice lines, they must all be picked like very carefully. Probably took years to decide on what they wanted Shaco to say in game. Okay, Sea Scarab. 2 mana, 1/2 deep. I think this card is actually pretty good for deep decks. I think this is like, you play this in every deep deck. Just having this as a 4/5 when you're deep is really solid. This also pairs really well with the I forgot the name of the sea monster from Shadow Elves, the other one. The ship. It's good for deep, but it's a worse toad. You have to play both. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, right? I think deep is very happy with some earlier cards. I mean, you can also play this in like Turbo Maokai decks, but I think those are gonna remain a meme even after the expansion hits. I think because deep is not a very good archetype, it's a 3. But if deep ever becomes good, this is easily like a 4. I think it'll be one of the better cards in deep. With Scarab and Maokai on board, you go deep so fast. Yep. From a lot of other discussions, it seems to be a nerf to Slaughter Dogs. Yeah, I mean, it is, but honestly, it's not the biggest of deals, I think. It's bad, but still. I don't think that'll be why you win or lose the game. Okay, Soul Spinner. 3 mana, 3/2. When I'm summoned, grant me +1/+1 and fearsome if an ally died this round. And it's a spider. Seems really, really, really bad. This is Callista with a condition. I just don't see this card. I'm actually gonna give this a 1 already. Because I think it's actually just that bad. This is so slow in spider decks. Alright, get that clown away from my face. I feel judged. Does this mean no Azir this part of the expansion? I think he's coming. I think we're getting Azir this expansion. He'll be like the Aurelian Soul. How in Targon, Aurelian Soul was last because he's the big Targon boy, like the coolest part of Targon. That's Azir for Shurima. Saving best for last, exactly. Yep, that's what I think too. Okay, Shadow Apprentice, elusive 1/1. When I'm summoned, grant me +1/+1 if an ally has Ephemeral. This could be a 2/2 elusive, but not on turn 1. Azir will benefit from 40 card Shurima, fight me? Yeah. We are getting 5 gems for Shurima? Yeah, I think so. It'll probably be 1 more than Targon, because Targon got 4 last time. Shadow Apprentice seems like not great to me. Ionia elusives have been pretty dead. And Ephemeral Ionia has also been pretty dead. Unless you have to, yeah, Pesky Spectre. That will be the only way to activate this on turn 1, I guess. I think this is a 2. Wouldn't be surprised to see this, like, see play at some point. I'm trying to think, like, what deck would I be happy to play this in? I guess if you play, like, Shadow Isles Ionia, and you have, like, the Oblivious Islander, you can make it a little more reliable. Maybe like an Inspiring Mentor to buff it. It's just you have to do a lot of work to get this to be above average, and I don't really like that. So many decks are able to deal with this kind of stuff now. Like Young Witch would be a good card too. Young Witch would be a great card even, if it wasn't so easy to remove. Everybody was running like deal 1 damage cards just for Zoe. So the fact this can become a 2/2 could be pretty good, but it's still like so conditional. Dragonlings is actually an interesting one. Dragonlings are a pretty good point. I'm keeping it at a 2 for now because I just don't see it being played in a current deck. But, you know, I'm down to be wrong on this. Okay, Field Musicians. 4 mana, 1/4. Each... Oh, it has a tune. Each round, once you've summoned 3 other allies, refill your spell mana and draw 1. This card is going to be like what breaks a deck at some point, like Val Temple did. 100%. Shark Chariot, yeah. The Shark Chariot, like... This in an Ephemeral deck is just like the easiest guess. But I have the Dragon, and the Dragon Links already like activate this pretty reliably. You don't have to play all 3 in 1 turn. It says it does, right? Each round? I see we're catching up on the card from yesterday. Yep, we just did Sivir and now we're doing these. It says once you've played, but before that it says each round. Are you sure it works like that? If that's what it is, it's a 5-star. But I think you have to do it 3 allies in 1 round. The Mate Seeker says one shoot. Yeah, but that's each. It doesn't say each round, right? Once you've cast, it even says this game. I think I have to assume that this is every turn because it will be completely broken if it just remembers what you've summoned. This would be like the best card in the game if that was the effect. Either way, I'm giving it a 4-star. Wait, I forgot. I didn't rate the Towering Stonehorn, I just realized. Each round means you can't trigger the refill more than once per turn. Okay, well, if that's the case, it's a 5-star. But I think it wouldn't work like that. It's not consistent with how Ionia works. They're like, play 2 spells this round. So now it's play 3 allies this round is what I'm assuming. Yo, Dr. Life, welcome. How are you? Alright, we're moving on to the Crimson Bloodliner for now. The next time you summon another ally, deal 1 to it and grant me +1/+1. So this is a really easy one for me as a Vladimir player. A really easy one. The new cards got me so hyped. Am I late? A little bit, but that's okay. We're still going through this batch. An excellent card in a subpar archetype. Wait, what? You think this card? No way. Okay, well, yeah, true. I mean, realistically, it would be like... it would be... I think it would be a 3. So, I actually kind of disagree. I think Vlad decks are close. I think Vlad decks are close, but because the deck is so unreliable, it's a 3, I think. But Vlad decks are kind of playable. You see them from like time to time, and then sometimes you get blown out by them. And this card will make the blowout potential a lot more consistent. Vlad decks are better without Vlad to this day. Yeah, that's true. Just Scargrounds decks. But yeah, I think it's a 3. I think it will make Vlad decks better, but they'll remain like awkward. Scargrounds is nuts, yeah. It's a good card for sure. So Shrieking Spinner is unironically 5. And I'm not looking forward to it. Spiders are already good. Shrieking Spinner will make spiders just ridiculous. It's grand too. It's not just this round. You don't even have to be attacking with the spiders. It has a nice body too. Yeah, look at those legs, man. It does have a nice body. What is this? It's like his butt. That's fantastic. At least he's getting some love, it seems. Yeah. Wrong body. Yeah, 2/5 is ridiculous. Like such a defensive card for a deck like that. I mean, does this imply that it gives itself +1? I don't think it does. The full art? Alright, let's look at that after this. Alright, it's a 5 for me. It gives itself +1 attack? Man, then it's like a 6-star. Yeah, it's a spider. I just because it's a I mean, I guess it's a spider ally itself too. Yeah, 3/5 is ridiculous, man. Spider decks have been seeing play and they've been performing really well. So this is just an insane card. Just slot it right in, make the deck better. Okay, strength in number. Summon 2 Legion Marauders. All right, well this is an easy one to raid. Legion Marauders is not a real deck, it's a meme, so... Alright, Production Surge. To play, spend all your mana, summon random terrors who's... Okay, I think this card is actually really good. Yeah, we'll look at the decks and the arts after we're done rating these last 2 cards, and then I'll give you permission, Wargross. Noxus doesn't have good rally support, that's a problem. Yeah, true. Shumpo should be pretty good on paper, but 5 mana is just too much in a region like that. It's a confusing card. I think this just like if you have, you mean this one, right? The production surge. If you have 8 mana, it'll just distribute that 8 mana on turrets. Like you have the 3/1, that's 3 mana. 5 mana, that's 5/1. I'd like to know how surge work with empty space. I'm gonna assume that it fills the mana based on those spaces too. Does it? No, I think it's like it could summon like if you have no space and you have 6, or you have 6 open spaces and you have 6 mana. My mic just disconnected again. If you have 6 open space and you have 6 mana, I think it could summon 6 1-mana turrets. So the 1/1s. Will it always summon the 0-mana turret if you have space left? I don't know what you mean with that. If empty space, I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just that that could happen. But if you have 2 spaces and you're spending 8 mana, then I think it's just like the 5/1 and the 3/1 or something. I don't think it can summon multiple copies of 1 turret. Oh, okay. It's so flexible though. I actually think this card might be a 4. From the way I'm looking at it. So concurrent timelines is gonna like honestly make a ton of more decks viable. I actually think this is a 5, as weird as it sounds. It auto levels him. I mean, you need to summon like 12 points of power. Oh wait, yeah, and then you're spending all the mana for it. Yeah, on turn 6 it should auto level him. Looks like we're getting Echo. Yeah, look at these hands. I play myself some Echo on League, and I know these hands. I've seen them before. Yeah, I heard about that Ledrose and Dreadway OTK, and I'm not happy with it. I'm pretty sure that concurrent timelines is gonna just spring so many other decks into existence. It's gonna suck. It looks so cool, but man, it's going to be frustrating to play against. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, exactly. Like even if you don't hit the Dreadway, you just go Bright Steel Formation. If you let that deck get to turn 9, you lose.